Koinant, good evening, fellow South Africans and citizens of the world. And the situation within the imploding DA seems to have stabilised just a little bit. But before we look at what's going on right now with the DA, there's some very interesting suggestions being made by political commentators that it was because Maimani went after Cyril Ramaphosa and his CR17 account, and remember that 500,000 rand that came to Bosasa, and Maimani was the one who took Cyril Ramaphosa to account on that, and it landed up going before the public protector, who suggests something had gone wrong, that it was money laundering and all this sort of stuff. Well, apparently that has come home to bite Maimani. And that's why he's actually no longer a leader of the political party. I'll tell you what they're saying. These are the political experts. And Professor Sifo Sipi said Maimani's downfall as DA leader started when he first demanded answers from President Cyril Ramaphosa about the infamous R500,000 Bosasa donation to the CR17 campaign ahead of the 2017 Nasrec conference of the ANC. He said, "Remember, the president can only respond to what is presented in Parliament, and Maimani asked a question he could not ignore. The public protector would have been busy with other things, and when it was brought to her attention, and she is obligated by law to investigate, the fact is that it opened a can of worms. Tony Leon's friend had donated, and they did not want it to be known. Maimani was not getting it. It is a matter of fact that Leon was not happy. It was a matter of fact that Helen Zille was not happy with that, and pronounced herself as such." Meanwhile, Mighty Jamie, another political analyst, said, "I think that what we can ascertain from that is that it did shift a lot of support and goodwill that Maimani had. It reduced it, and that it was what was protecting him. I think after the whole Ramaphosa thing, a lot of people with a traditional DA voter base are sympathetic to Ramaphosa, and they have viewed Mmusi Maimane as having played a role that made him vulnerable to other parties such as the EFF and the people who they view as the Zuma faction. That definitely did undermine the goodwill that he was enjoying within the Democratic Alliance, and it did open a window for those who wanted to have him removed to make an aggressive push against him." So there you go. Apparently, when you take the president to account in Parliament, you land up losing your top job in the DA. How fickle is politics? So who's got the top job now? Well, you can't fault the selection. I mean, John Steenhuisen is a power of a debater in Parliament. He's a very smart man, and I think he'd make a great leader for the DA. And that's who they've got. The Democratic Alliance's former chief whip, John Steenhuisen, has been announced as leader of the opposition in Parliament. His elevation to the DA's caucus leader comes after an election was triggered following the resignation as MP of former party leader Mmusi Maimane. Steenhuisen announced his candidacy for the position last week after a DA parliamentary caucus meeting, where it was announced that Maimane would not be returning to Parliament. In that meeting, Steenhuisen stepped down as the party's chief whip, citing party rules that his term is tied to that of the party leader in Parliament. As a result, Steenhuisen became party leader without having to face an election. The Democratic Alliance can confirm that the nominations for DA parliamentary leader officially closed Friday night at 8 p.m, said DA caucus chairperson Annelie Lotriet in a statement. She said, "I can confirm the position was uncontested with only one nomination. Therefore, the new parliamentary leader is John Steenhuisen. The DA's parliamentary caucus looks forward to working with Mr. Steenhuisen, and he can be assured of our support." The DA was expected to hold caucus elections this coming Tuesday. A busy time in Parliament meant that the party had to find a new parliamentary leader. On Wednesday, Finance Minister Tito Mboweni delivers his important medium-term budget speech. The next day, President Cyril Ramaphosa will go to Parliament to answer questions from MPs. Now, let's recall that this speech that they're talking about, that's going to be given by the Finance Minister, if the outlook for South Africa is poor, there's a high chance that Moody's, on the 1st of November, the very following day, will downgrade the rand to junk. So my advice to you is, if you've got a huge amount of rand sitting in a bank account, throw some of it into physical gold, just to cover your ass. Because if it is put into junk, that rand is just going to go south so fast. Getting back to the schedule. Given the schedule in Parliament, not having a parliamentary leader would have been embarrassing for the country's largest opposition party. Last week, Steenhuisen told the Mail and Guardian he was ready to lead the party in Parliament. I've been Chief Whip for 6 years. It's equipped me with the experience and the ability to understand the parliamentary terrain, and while the DA finds its feet, I am happy to do the job. The Democratic Alliance will hold a special Federal Council meeting in November to elect a new party leader and a new federal chairperson in the wake of the resignation of Maimani and Athol Trollip. The interim leaders will hold their positions until a planned federal Congress in April 2020. While Steenhuisen will lead the party in Parliament, it may be short-lived. DA rules hold that if the party leader is a member of Parliament, they automatically become the parliamentary leader. But it wouldn't be the first time the DA has split the roles. Athol Trollip and Lindiwe Mazibuko both have been parliamentary leaders, while Helen Zille was DA leader and Western Cape Premier. It is not clear whether Steenkamp has his sights on becoming the party's federal leader. So there's an update on the DA. John Steenhuisen, good choice. And we'll see what happens. See if that stops the rot within the DA. Alright guys, please remember to subscribe to be kept informed. Ring the bell for the updates. Please like this video. Please share this video. And above all, stay safe.